What's going on, guys? I'm your host, Brett Graves. Thanks for checking out this episode of Perspective. This week I sat down with 4 of my teammates to talk about advice they'd give kids in their hometown pursuing baseball. Their answers coming up next.
Some advice I'd give to a kid back in good old Fort Collins, Colorado would be just honestly go out and do you. I mean, people are going to always tell you certain things that'll fine tune some things, but all in all, like at the end of the day, you know what kind of player you are. You know what your abilities are and what you can do. So just go out, do you, and compete. Compete is my biggest thing. Is just go out there and give your best every time you're on the mound, on the field, in the batter's box, anything, and think that you can beat anybody on any given day.
Yeah, there's a couple pieces of advice I would give a kid from my hometown, Raleigh, North Carolina, pursuing baseball. I live in a part of the country called the Triangle because it's got Raleigh, Durham, Chapel Hill. It makes a triangle. And it's really a hotbed for sports because you've got NC State, UNC, Duke, Wake Forest. You've got a number of really good athletic programs right around you. So it's definitely a hotbed for football, basketball, baseball, really any sport. So I guess the advice I would give is two things. Number one, don't ever sacrifice your friendships for the sake of the game. I think I had a lot of people speak that into me at a young age, but I can look back and see times where I just way over prioritized a game of baseball. Of course, having no idea at age 12, 13, 14, 15 that I was going to even play in college or let alone have a chance to play professionally. But man, friendships, they're invaluable, and I'd say never sacrifice friendships just for the sake of a game, because whether you go into college and you go on to play professionally, it's going to end one day. But the experiences you make with your friends and your family, that's never going to end. The second piece of advice I would give is to, if you don't really love the game, don't play it. I know there's a lot of pressure from parents, especially in North Carolina and the South, just for sports and for you to kind of maybe live the career that they never had. But man, baseball, especially nowadays with sports just being year-round, like if you don't love the game, you're going to get burned out and you're not going to enjoy it, and it's not going to be fun because baseball is the hardest game on the face of the earth anyways. I've played a number of different sports and it's not even close. So don't play the game just because you're pressured by your parents or coaches or your school or anything else. Whether it's art, music, sports, anything else. It doesn't have to be any sort of extracurricular activities. Do something you love and give it your all, and if it's not what you love, I'd say don't do it, no matter who's pressuring you.
Number one, I would say the thing that benefited me most coming up was the people surrounding me. My mom and dad, my dad especially, he was super into baseball and he had a lot of connections and he knew what he was looking at, and that kind of guided me on the path to where I am today, whether that be going the right way to high school, the right way to college, all of that. And then he's not my agent, but Jeff Gatch, he kind of coached me growing up, and same thing, connections. He had a building that I could work out in, all this stuff. I think a lot of people get in trouble because a guy in their town may say he's doing lessons and he knows this or that, and they go paying all this money, and at the end of the day he's teaching something that may have worked for him. And one thing that I've experienced is every player is different. Pitchers, they may have to think a certain way, to do this, do that. Hitters, they have to think a certain way to get the swing they want. But I think if you learn early enough that the people around you matter a lot more than what people give them credit for, then your career is gonna go on the path that you want it to. Bottom line, I think that as early as you can, you got to surround yourself with the people that you think are gonna best suit you to become the player that you want to be.
That's what you're kidding.
Yeah, that's right.
I knew that.
I've said the long version.
So the advice I would, this is kind of a tough one for me because I don't necessarily know how to answer this question. Actually.
Tell me why.
So the situation that I'm in, I just started playing baseball again about 5 years ago. And the reason for that was because I stopped playing baseball in high school to pursue college football. I went to University of South Florida to play quarterback. Took about 5.5 years off from baseball and then got back into baseball once I had 2 knee injuries. So, I mean, I can't just tell some kid to go quit baseball for 5 years and then you'll get to where I am. But my advice would be to play multiple sports to learn your own body. So you can learn different ways to work out, you can learn different ways to do different drills, and you can incorporate things you learn from one sport to make you better at another sport, to find a sport that you're good at, because baseball might not be for everybody. But you might learn skills playing another sport that can make your career in baseball go further than it would have by not playing other sports. And then another thing with that is once you learn your own body, you can become your own self-coach better because you can feel things that you're doing. For me, while I'm pitching, I can feel things and make adjustments that I learned playing quarterback. Whether it be I can feel my arm dropping or I can feel my arm too high, making the adjustment to get it back to where I need it to be successful. And a lot of that came from the different workouts that I did playing football, the different drills they had us doing when I was playing football, stuff like that, that I kind of took and incorporate into my routine for baseball to just learn your own body and become your own self-coach.
Hey guys, thanks for checking out this episode of Perspective. When we get to 1,000 subscribers, we're going to be giving away a pair of custom cleats by KD Custom Kicks, this package from Evo Shield, and a pair of these sunglasses from Under Armour. So I appreciate you checking out this channel. Make sure to hit that subscribe button to enter to win.